Welcome back to the show, folks. Good to see you cats back here again at this same place, same time, same station. Today we're going to make this baby play. Well, not today. We're going to do the work on it. I'm going to set it up, get it in the ballpark with these old strings, and then I'm going to put something on it, new strings. I haven't decided for sure yet. But I'm going to bring the camera over here and reveal what I have to do to this poor guitar. I showed you the frets. There you can see that wear in the fretboard, like they were playing a whole lot maybe in C and D or A maybe, or B or E. I don't know, but the frets are not wore very bad right there where the fretboard is really wore out. They call this inlay shark fin inlay, by the way, from 1941. But yeah, look at the frets, man. You can see the wear in the fretboard itself, mostly here and here. But if you look at those frets, you see they're not too badly worn down. Maybe a little bit, but not enough to worry about. The problem is super high action. And you know, if you look at this guitar, you can actually see the fall away it has here, where this fretboard extension just falls away. And I showed you before, if I lay a straight edge, come right down the fretboard with a straight edge, look at that. That should glide right over top of the bridge like that without having to lift it up. It should do this. As you can see here how much it drops. And I'm going to have to sand about half of that bridge away. Bridge and saddle. Like I say, we have these little lips right here that the screws go through. If I sand half of that down, the saddle, there's not going to be any place here left. This is all going to be all gone. So what I'm going to have to do is take a majority of the material away from these bottom legs, the bridge I guess you would call these two pieces. Figure I can get away with taking a bunch of material from those, and that'll make me having to take lesser material from the saddle itself, weakening it. That looks like rosewood, by the way. But I'll just take grinding that saddle and bridge down like that. That's what the owner told me to do. And check this out. Remember this crack I showed you? I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. Look how soft that is. Check that out. I could stick my thumb through that. Now when we get string tension on here, okay, this bridge is going to be bearing down on it here. You know, there's a brace that runs right there where I was pushing, where the crack is. There's also a brace here, and both of those braces are loose. One of them, I think both of them are loose on both ends. You saw it in the endoscope. Back here it was kind of hard to tell for sure, but from the sound of it, I'm pretty sure they're loose at both ends. And when we tighten string tension up on this baby, it's going to start, like I say, it's going to start bearing down pressure here on the top. It's going to apply pressure here as the neck wants to pull forward. It's just very unhealthy to put this guitar together and try to make it playable without going in there and fixing those braces. The owner doesn't want to spend the money to take the back off so I can get to the braces and fix them right. She doesn't want to spend that much money on it, and I gave her a really cheap price to do it. But for about a quarter of what I quoted her, she says just to do whatever I need to do right here on the bridge and saddle to make it playable. Well, I can make it playable, but I can't guarantee it'll hold together. And I told her, I said, the whole entire top is, you know, very, it could just collapse. It's very weak and unstable, and the whole top could collapse. So I want to go with kind of a light gauge string, not these. These are 56s. The 13 to 56 is what those are. Can't go that heavy with it. That's why the guitar's in the shape. And that's one reason. It's dried out. It's another. Been humidifying it, but you know, there's only so much that I can do. Anyways, let's get to it. We're going to take this bridge off, and I need to get some measurements first. I said before, if you want your action, your strings to come down 20 thousandths at the 12th fret, then you need to take twice that amount off of the saddle, okay? So we measured 12/64 here. We'd like to see at least 6/64. That's half of what it is. And if you look here, it's about half of the saddle. Just to be with the plane, meet the plane of the fretboard. So, anyways, let's do it. Take the bridge saddle off. I'll bring you back, and we will. I'll get the measurements first, and we'll start sanding, grinding this away. Hate to do that. If she ever wants to fix the braces and fix the guitar back up right, she will need another saddle and bridge, because I'm going to grind this one down to nothing. That was my orders. Hold on. Well, folks, if you remember, we measured the action on that guitar at 12/64 at the 12th fret. We would like to see roughly, say, half of that, 6/64 for 3/32. So to save a little bit of room for error, rather than lowering it 6/64 to get action 6/64, let's lower it 5/64. Should get the action around 7/64, and then I can work with it there and bring it on down as needed. I don't want to overshoot this thing, okay? So 5/64 is roughly equivalent to about 80 thousandths. Not exactly, roughly equivalent to about 80 thousandths. So that's what we need to drop the strings at the 12th fret, 80 thousandths. That's a good bit. To get them to drop 80 thousandths, I got to take 160 thousandths off of this. Here are the two pieces. There, this is the saddle. Here are the bridge legs that go on there. So I can take, if I have to, I can take a little bit off. You see that lip here? I can take a little bit off of these to get them down, you know, to what I need. But I think I might be able to get all of it just by, rather than sanding this thing off, I think what I'm going to do is just whack the top of it off. And I've got it marked there at 80 thousandths, and 80 thousandths is this whole entire top that you see. Then I'll have to angle it a little bit, you know, the way it is now. See, it kind of goes up at a point, and kind of angle it like that to make the a place, a saddle for the strings to rest on. And that should get us within the ballpark. It should get us close. So I think what I'm going to do is use this saw right here. And I think I can, I got the fan blowing the dust that way and right on outside. So let's try this. Now, I got to sand that point, if you can see that, how it's pointed. I got to sand that back into this. I was able to save these holes this way that set down over the legs. So we got very close to where we want to be. Now we just need to sand the sand these points back into it. Hold on, I'll get you geared up for that. Here you can see this fine ingenuity here. I got a belt sander strung up here on the vise. And I need to flatten the top of that a little bit first. Let's get right to it. think. I can't really see with my glasses off, but I think we got it. If you have a look here, you can see what we did. See, I put a kind of a point back into it. We still got our holes, you see. We still have our holes in both sides so it can set down. Now I haven't taken any off of these legs yet. So maybe I won't have to. I don't know, we'll see. But there you go. The thing will set down on those legs like so. Get the screws back in them. And we just dropped that 160 thousandths just now. That's how much we came down on that action. On the strings should drop 60 thousandths at the 12th fret because I moved. They should drop 80 thousandths at the 12th fret because I removed 160 thousandths off of here. There, now you have it. So let's go try it. Well, the action's a lot lower now. Check that out. I checked it and it's 7/64. So we came very close to landing where we wanted. And there's what the bridge looks like now. Here's what I cut off of it. This is the top that sat on there. Cut that completely off. This is not under string tension. These strings are just on there and tightened up enough to, you know, be able to work with it. So what I'm going to do now, that last little bit that we have to go here, I may go ahead and put the new strings on it now. And then I'm going to take nut files, okay? And I'm going to come back here with nut files and file slots in the, for each string for the new strings, and file them the right size for the gauge strings, and that will drop the action even a little bit more. We probably can get it down to 6/64. Well, I know I can get it down to that. I know there's no problem doing that. The thing I'm worried about is the whole guitar collapsing, man. Hate doing crap like this. But that's what she said to do, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put new strings on it. Going to get the right nut files, and we'll start filing these slots out. Hold on. Get a new blade. This blade, I think, is getting kind of funky. Oh, there it's biting in. I'll clean up the fingerboard later, but check those frets out. There you can tell the frets I haven't done yet. Check that out. There's the ones that's done. See a red spot on that one. And here's the ones not done. The fretboard's clean now. That's saying a lot compared to how it came in here. Get the clone to human being from the DNA that was on that puppy. So what's happening here is I used the piece I cut off of the bridge. Okay, it's laying in there. Hold it right up to the strings, and I can get the same distance between strings as it was before, identically. So I just set the strings where I want them, mark them. I've already got the third string marked, ready to file. Sure got the right gauge nut, file, right gauge nut, and you probably can't see shit, but you just have to take my word for it. check this out. Fretboard's coming off of it. I got that paper. I was holding it up looking at it, and I looked toward the light and I could see daylight completely through here. So I took a piece of paper and stuck it in the crack there, and the fretboard is, look at that. Almost show that paper. I can see through it. I can see daylight through it. So I know I can stick it in this end too. See that? This guitar's in serious need of some help. I'm telling you, man. It's dried up. It will happen to your $8,000 guitar if you don't keep it humidified, take care of it. Or this is the kind of crap that you're going to be up against. That's lack of humidity. The guitar is dried completely out. I shined it up. I have hand buffed. That's what I did. My buffer's screwed up right now. So I just buffed it out elbow grease wise. Boy, that's a big bastard, isn't it? Buffed it up. It helped it a whole lot. The fretboard looks a lot better now than it did with the linseed oil and cleaned up and stuff. But man, I gotta call her tomorrow and tell her that this guitar is falling apart. The fretboard's coming off, the braces is falling out, the top's about to collapse, and it's not even tuned up, not even up to pitch yet. I just got through looking at the action on the thing. Strings loose, not even up to pitch, okay? We're still reading 4, 5, 6 64s and 6 64s on the both E strings. And it's not even tuned up yet. You know, common sense tells us that when we tune that thing up to pitch and put more stress on it, it's going to buckle some more, and the action's going to raise some more, and it's going to be higher than what it is right now, and it needs more taken off of this bridge or the saddle or something. If I go any more, I'm going to have to probably take it off of these bridge legs, the bridge itself, those two legs on the end. Take very much more off the saddle. It's going to start to get weak. There's still enough meat there in that saddle to support the string support stress. But you know, if you go very much more than that with this heavy a string on it, yeah, I threw the pack away. I put earthwood strings just like this on it, same gauge, 12 to 54. That's what she wants on it, or that's what was sent with the guitar. That's what's on there. And you know, that's awful heavy string for that guitar, especially in that condition that it's in. I mean, my God, look how much I cut off of that saddle. Unbelievable. And it's going to need, you know, more taken off really to get the action down any lower than that. Like I say, when we tighten the strings up, it's going to put more stress on the guitar. It's going to buckle more. Shit, it may even collapse down here, as soft as that is. I don't know why anyone would even spend a little bit of money just to fix it like this, and then just wait for it to fall apart, you know. Fretboard's coming off. The nut's not glued in. I wasn't told to do anything to that. I like to glue the nut in and get a little better nut action, but I can't do that with the fretboard falling off. Shit like this, I don't even like to see come here. I mean, this guitar's worth saving. It would be worth spending $500 for. And you know what? I'm going to tell you guys. I told her $200 for all the work. Every bit of the work. To take the back off, fix the braces. Now, I didn't know about that fretboard coming loose, so we're probably talking a little bit more there. But, you know, $250, $275 to save this guitar right the way it should be, and it would last for many years to come. She don't want to do it. She's going to give me $50 to make it playable, and only do it by only working right here. Okay, that's what I was told. Only work right there and make it playable. Get the action down. Well, it's done. That's done, and I get $50 for that. You know, for another $200. I mean, what's $200, man? I spend $200 a day almost. You know, $200 more and that guitar would last probably another 70, 75 years maybe, you know, if it was fixed right. But listen, you can hear those braces rattling. Listen to that. Just stuff like that really, I don't know, man, it's not good. Anyways, I'll tell her about this, the fretboard. I don't know what she'll want to do about it, probably nothing, but we've done our $50 worth of work, okay, so, and a lot more than that actually. I mean, polishing the frets and linseed oil, buffing the whole guitar out, that wasn't even included in the deal. I just did that, because I hated to see it so filthy. But I'll call her tomorrow and tell her about the fretboard coming off. The guitar is literally falling apart. See what she wants to do, and you'll see it again, no doubt. And I got another one over there with every brace in it broke, I think. So cheers to you. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Humidify your guitars. Keep your boxes moist. I'm warning you, keep your boxes moist, guys and gals. Cheers. See you on the next one.